Nice and cold winter. Some of the random mathematical stuff I was doing yesterday. My degree. All great fun. Tasty curry I made last night. Good morning, YouTube. Literally been about 20 minutes. Bored making a video, enjoying a nice cup of hot chocolate as I wake up. Now a quick chat with you guys as well. I don't even know. Lately I've been writing and recording stuff for Cataylst. I think it's slowly winding down because the end of semester, so end of semester exams. I've been working much on Metal Crab, probably should. But I don't know, use actually thought it was a good opportunity to tell you guys about both bands really. Tell the story behind it. The origin of Cataylst is from about a year ago now. Yeah, I am now one of the two presidents for the Ultra Butch Rock Sock. So that's the Rock Society. So it's just a bunch of really great people who get together and meet up and just celebrate all things rock. Yeah. About a year ago, I met a guitarist there named Chapman, who's a brilliant guitarist. He's more like a thrash metal. Well, his sort of influences like Dave Mustaine, Dimebag Darrell, really thrashy sort of, very quick guitar. So me and him and I met up and started jamming a little bit, and then we wanted to form a heavy metal band, and he found a drummer named James, and I found at the time bassist named Andy, and sort of had a bit of jam together and stuff and thought this could actually work, so we formed what would be the earliest version of Cataylst at the time, known as Forge. It wasn't till about March time this year, so 2014, that we found Sabrina. We recorded Leap of Faith, the very early version of Leap of Faith, which was quite different to the one that you hear that we've released now. A lot more staccato, very short in comparison. We literally went heavy, clean section and out. That was the first track we ever recorded with Sabrina, and it was the first time I heard her sing. And it was quite something, to be honest. It was like, wow, okay. Then we recorded Infinity Drive. I think it was the next one, or was it Fear? Here's a little fun fact for you. Fear was originally known as Feet. Could be, when I went over to Andy's to track it, I had just come in from work at Wetherspoons and my feet stank. So the original name for Fear was Feet, because of my smelly feet. So my camera died, so just put it on charge quickly. Where was I? Then Andy and I just basically started writing all the songs using Easy Drummer to get the drum beats, and either I'd write the riff or write the majority of the song and bring it in, and Andy and I would work it out a bit, or vice versa. Just add the drums to it, and then we get Sabrina to come along, tracking vocals, and that was pretty much the way things were done until about end of October this year. Then by chance I met Xander, who happens to live in the same student hall as I do, and asked him if he wanted to come along, jam out on bass. Tried one bass and he was able to play our stuff. He's a great guy. Him and I hung out a bit and really got got along that way. Then for my job in Wetherspoons, I met Joseph, and he had just broke up with his previous band, was looking for a new project, so he came along and jammed with us, and this all came together very nicely. So hopefully in the new year we can actually get some time in the studio, get some gigs, all that kind of awesome stuff. Now Metal Crab, right? Metal Crab was formed as a joke, really, by Aaron and I. Aaron is Sabrina's boyfriend, so when Sabrina would come around and track vocals for Cataylst, Aaron would generally come along and sort of I think he went to music college, and he's a very talented musician. He can play drums, bass, he can sing, he can scream, he can play guitar, he can play most instruments, and he's quite a good producer's mind. So him and I would be sort of like going over the songs, and then one of the songs Andy wrote, very fast, but we were joking that it sounded like scuttling crabs, and because of the scuttling crab sound, and it was quite a metal song, I was sort of like, this isn't just a scuttling crab, this is the metal crab. And then Metal Crab just blew from there, and literally just I had this little folky riff back from when I was in Wales over the summer. I saw a folk band play a pub I was working at, and I went home and just started playing, noodling around this sort of Celtic-y style folk riff. And I started playing that, and he started doing this "our party" thing, and then it just blew up from there. And then I got my friend Liam, the bassist from Metal Crab, to come in, and then Metal Crab just sort of fall into place from there. It was a really silly, great fun little project to have. For those of you who are interested, Aaron is in a progressive instrumental band called Phoenix. I'll post a link below. I really recommend listening to stuff if you like bands like Animals, Leaders, Periphery, and those kind of really modern, progressive, kind of with a genty kind of sound, lots of time signature changes, very heavy guitar, very cool stuff. Definitely worth checking out if you're into that kind of music. And Liam is in an alt rock band called Blame Fate. I'll also put a link to them. They're very good. There's also Liam's bass parts more. So yeah, that's all brings everyone up to speed on Love, Cataylst and Metal Crab. Just going to quickly talk about some of the gear I use. Like my Chapman guitar's ML-2. Actually, let's talk about some of the gear I use. My main guitar is a PRS SE Tremonti Custom, which I got about a year ago now. Absolutely love that guitar. Because around that time I was getting into Alter Bridge. Because I've only been playing guitar now for about 4 years. When the first real guitarist that got me into wanting to play guitar at all was Brian Mix. I was a massive Queen fan, absolutely. I still do love Queen to bits, the vocal harmonies. Freddie Mercury was a genius. Freddie Mercury actually inspired me to play piano, because I can never ever be as good a singer as the lover of life and singer of songs. So I thought, I can't do that, so I do the next best thing, I'll play piano like he did. And so I listened to Queen all the time, and I wanted to do everything as 15-year-old Luke would. He wanted to play every instrument. And so I was mainly a pianist at the time, and then on October 17th, 2010, I went to my first concert, which was the current lineup of Guns N' Roses in Birmingham, United Kingdom. I went with my dad, and if you're watching, hi Dad, it was the best moment of my life, because it completely changed everything. I fell in love instantly. So I already liked Guns N' Roses. I'd listened to all their music. My dad raised me on things like Sabbath, Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd. My parents got brilliant musical taste. Mum got me to Chili Peppers and Queen. There was a lot of U2 when I was growing up. And I'm very fortunate. My parents have got very good taste in music. For example, in February of 2015, so next year, I'll be seeing Black Label Society with my dad. How awesome is that? And see Zakk Wylde. So the camera died again, and in that time, as you can see, I went and got ready for work, so I got work in an hour. Yeah, I was talking about gear now, wasn't I? Okay, so, saying about Queen and Freddie Mercury. Yeah, I went and saw Guns N' Roses in, I think, the 17th of October 2010. And one of the main things, when I saw them, I went in being, even though I was only 15, I was quite sceptical because I was a huge Appetite for Destruction fan. That album, at the time, I thought it was the best rock album ever in all eternity. But I just started, and I'm one of the few who actually do like it, started liking Chinese Democracy. And really enjoyed the album. And then, so it was going along, singing along all the songs. One thing I noticed was one of the guitarists had lead guitarist, one Bumblefoot Thal. His tone and his playing was superb. It completely actually blew my mind. Like, I mean, obviously Axl was blowing my mind, even though he was 3 hours late or something. But what do you expect? Is Axl Rose. And Bumblefoot blew my mind. I loved his tone. So obviously, get back home. Being a little nerd I was, Google all the gear that he's using. I find his rig down to the T. And the main source of his tone was obviously his pickups. I realised that over the years he used a variety of different amps, but got the same-ish sort of tone, you know, in the same ballpark. But obviously, main thing in guitars, your tone always comes from your fingers, but after that, I believe the next big source is your pickups, and then the body wood, then the amp. That's how I believe the tone thing takes. I do always do believe tone wood does make a difference. For example, if you put humbuckers in a Strat, it's going to sound completely different to if you put humbuckers in a Les Paul, vice versa. You know, but single coils in either one. So after about 3 years, I think at the beginning of this year, I finally bought the Damasio Tone Zone, which is the bridge pickup that he uses in all of his guitars, and I put that in the PRS. And it sounds fat. It sounds really thick and fat. I love it. And so that's why my PRS is kitted out with a Tone Zone bridge. The Air Norton in the neck is because I had the PRS single humbucker they had in there originally. I wasn't quite getting the tone I wanted. It was far too muddy. I wanted something a bit brighter, and by googling around I realised that a good match for the Tone Zone and to give me a nice brighter tone was the Air Norton, which is why I got Air Norton and Tone Zone sort of duo, the PRS. And I bought a Damasio Tone Zone again when I got my Chapman. Chapman was a quite an interesting one. I got a massive bonus from work after working quite a lot in September. Got a decent payout my bonus. And so I thought, you know what, because Andy was pushing us more to go towards different tunings, because generally we stick in drop C sharp, so we wanted lower and heavier tunings. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to need another guitar, preferably a hardtail. And they all sort of lined up at the same time. Andy wanted more tunings, work gave me a decent payout, and Anderton's were selling B-stock Chapman ML-2s. And there was this, ooh, I have a text. Anyway, there was a little dink somewhere, I can't remember where it was, I think it was in the left horn or something, on the ML-2, which is tiny, and it dropped the price massively because of it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to grab me one of those. And that's how I ended up getting this, all sort of lined up right. I then did put a Tone Zone in this as well, just to sort of keep a bit of continuity in tone, but the Tone Zone I bought I think was a little bit broken, It sounded nothing like the tone zone of my other guitar, so I thought, well, if it's not going to sound the same, I might as well make it completely different anyway. So sticking with DiMarzio, because I do love the company now, after not just because of Bumblefoot, just because I've grown up and finding my own tone, realised that I do like the DiMarzio tone, so I put the Crunch Lab in there by John Petrucci and DiMarzio, which is my other video of me installing that, and it sounds sick. But yeah, I love this Chapman. At the moment I'm playing it far more than my PRS. Not really sure, like I still do love my PRS completely, but this is a great guitar. I mean, Rob Chapman, I've been following him on YouTube for about 2.5 years now, and when I was following when they relaunched the ML-2, I've actually got a video, one of his launched today, about buying a Les Paul with. As you can see, I do like single cutaways, if the Tremonti in this, and also my LP Mason replica from the 1980s. If I didn't give it away, I do like the Les Paul. But the only problem I found with Les Pauls is if I had Les Paul, I'd be going back into that sort of classic rock, hard rock sort of sound, just because that's how, whenever I pick up, a real Les Paul, as they were, not just a single cutaway, that's what I instantly go to, whereas the PRS and this make me play what I play, a kind of more modern hard rock, kind of metally, I wouldn't really say like metal core or post-hardcore or anything like that, it's just riffs, all the riffs, and chuggage. But yeah, definitely, if you haven't had a chance to play an ML-2, or any of the Chapman guitars, I definitely recommend, if you're in the United Kingdom, going down to Anthony's in Guildford if you can get there, obviously. If not, if you know someone who's got one, definitely worth giving it a try, because these are really well-made guitars. I mean, people are like, oh, they're Korean, they're not going to be that great. But so are the SEs, and SEs sell like no tomorrow, and they're made in the exact same factory. What was it? World Music Limited, I think. But LTDs are made there as well. All these great guitar companies using them. Chapman up there as well. I reckon these guitars just so nice. I couldn't have picked a better single cutaway for the price. I mean, definitely kicks Epiphone into that place. Although I wouldn't complain if someone gave me an Epiphone. Epiphone is making me happy. Yeah, I love this guitar. What other gear do I use? Unsurprisingly, considering I said a lot about Guns N' Roses, amp choice is Marshall. Big surprise. I own a JCM 2000 TSL 100, which is more gain, more power than I would ever need in an amp, and it sounds nice and thick. The lead's really mid-focus and screamy. I haven't actually tried it yet with the Crunch Lab, because I need to change the valves on there, because the valves are all blue. So that'll be the next repair and job. Yeah, it'll sound thick and fat, because I do love Marshall. Like I've got sat next to me a Marshall Valve State, which was my first amp, and it never, it suited me well for when I needed it. I gigged it. When did I gig it? I don't know, a couple of times. Mainly used it for practicing. It just, loud enough to go over drum because it's 100 watts. Got great sounding clean, man. I actually really did enjoy the clean of that, and also because I've got a TC Nova system, using the ambient effects on there and blending it into the clean sound, you get some really nice, thick and luscious cleans from it. Quite surprising for a hybrid amp. What else do I use? What want to blab about? I don't know. I have a lot more planned for this. Yeah, I don't know. Well, if you enjoyed just watching me drink hot chocolate in my dressing gown, and now my work clothes, and blab about ML-2, DiMarzio and Marshall and Guns N' Roses. I'll post all those links up to my friends' bands in the description below. I highly recommend checking them out. It's quite weird because obviously for Metal Crab's quite its own unique thing. And you've got Of Cataylst and Phoenix, quite different. Same as Blame Fate is quite different. So all the lineup for Metal Crab's, the musicians are very varied in their taste, but we all come together to make Metal Crab ridiculousness. I guess if you've got a sense of humour and you can play with distortion, sort of works really, doesn't it? Anywho, hope you enjoy and hope to see you soon.